What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another trade recap video. Today I made $530 across 5 accounts. 3 of them are evals though, 2 lucid evals, 1 alpha eval, and yeah, okay. So literally not gonna waste any of your guys' time. These were the trades that I took right here. So we had this. I know I'm on the 5 minute, so it's confusing. This loss right here, and then this win right here. No, you can't see it, but I'm gonna go over everything in a moment. Okay, so coming into the day, I was a lot more bearish than I was bullish. You guys can say how so. How did you take longs? How does that even come to happen? But pretty much what we had was we had a sweep of both of these highs at like 8 o'clock, right? So I'm at Central Time, so market open is 8:30 right here. But we had this 15-minute gap, a 4-hour gap. We had swept both of these highs. We had relative equal lows right here, and we also had, I believe, a 1-hour gap below those equal lows. Yep, right there. Or like a 1-minute inversion. So yeah, you guys get the point. A lot more bearish than I was bullish. You could say that we dumped this much. Why would I be looking to take shorts? Either a possible retracement or again have equal. We had this low and then this relative equal low. So yeah, definitely more bearish, but after seeing, I'm gonna go to the 3-minute. After seeing this bull run of a market open that we literally just shot straight up, and then I was looking to see a retracement into a possible fair value gap, and then take it from there. Okay, so we had this 5-minute right here, which we did tap into. My bad, guys. I hate when I do recaps this late because everything is just messed up on my chart. But yeah, I apologize. Really sincerely do. Okay. So on the 5-minute time frame, we had this gap right here. Boom. We tapped into this gap right there. And then I was looking for a continuation model, which in this case I believe was a 2-minute. 3-minute? Actually, I have no clue. 3-minute. There we go. 3-minute gap, which I entered right here on. You could say that this was a good setup in theory. However, we had already swept out the main draw of liquidity on the day, and that was my real mistake. Okay, I had 2 major mistakes. One was we had already taken out this high, which was honestly, I feel like the main draw on liquidity for the day. This was the high. After we swept this high, we had also came in and tapped into this daily or 4-hour bearish fair value gap right here. My bad. And then we had also swept this high. Okay, so no real target for me except like just like targeting higher. Okay, and that was honestly a very big mistake. Additionally, we had a 15-minute bullish fair value gap below my stop loss. This is an issue. Why is this an issue? Because when we have a 15-minute fair value gap, I usually don't care if it's the same time frame or right here. Yeah, like we had this fair value gap that I was pretty confident that we were gonna tap into, and the reason I literally took this trade was because I was scared. I had the FOMO. I was like scared of missing this out. I was scared of this running to my draw right here without me, and that was pretty much it. Like no real other reason. Again, tap into a gap inversion, yeah, but definitely more of a beginner mistake. Could have avoided this one really easily. My initial stop loss would have been here, which eventually would have got stopped out break even after sweeping out this intermediate high. However, I moved it really tight because I was like, if we are going to sweep, we shouldn't sweep this low resistance liquidity, because if we are, then at that point we might as well retrace into the 15-minute gap. So I moved it all the way up to here, ended up getting stopped out, and then yeah, price kind of rallied. We did eventually make this 1-minute SMT, which made me look for shorts. Why? Because we had already taken out that major drawn liquidity, that high. We had already tapped into that 4-hour bearish trade rally gap. And yeah, you could say that why would I take longs? Stupid mistake. But once we saw that SMT and this disrespect of pushing higher, I was like, the only real possible target was this 30-minute fair value gap at the time, which we had formed, because that 15-minute turned into a 30-minute. And then yeah, so as you guys can see, this gap right here, and eventually these lower lows, you could say, but I'm not like looking for something like that all the way down to here, because that just unrealistic, especially after we pumped this much. I'm not looking for a 200 point move like an hour and a half into market open. So what did I see? Waited for retracement into any gap, really. And you guys might be saying, why didn't you wait for a high time frame PWA? But in this case, it was honestly just this 2-minute gap right here. And the reason I additionally took this was, yeah, we had this 2-minute gap. Let me just mark this out. This 2-minute gap right here. And the reason I really like this gap was because additionally, on the 1-minute time frame, what do we see? We see that we had literally respected this point, I believe, 0.5. I just remember we had hit like a level perfectly. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we hit this 0.382, and we hit it very, very nicely, and then we were looking to continue to flush downward. So what did I look for after that? Looked for a, I believe, 30-second inversion. Should have been, yep, 30-second inversion right here. So just tap into here, and then yeah, that was pretty much it. Just wanted to see a strong close. Took the close, targeting here. However, I took it on with 6 contracts, I believe. Yeah, 6 contracts. Instead of 6, I actually like let 1 run because I was like, I really like this if we can continue lower. Got stopped out at about here, so ended up making around $100 per account. But again, my thing is still glitched, like my trade sinker not copying right. So I don't know, but definitely gonna get that figured out. And yeah, so without further ado, don't want to waste your guys' time too much. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on, boys, in the next one. Peace out.